Hello, party people. It's Randee for Thunderhorse Descendant. Today I am here, and I kind of have like a design on the fly type situation with the Bargin bead box. So, here is one item that I made from the Bargin bead box. I made this live on my Facebook Friday night live, and we actually gave this away. So this is going out to the winner, but this is one item that I made. And I thought, well, I got all the stuff pulled out, so I will just whip up something, a necklace, or I think I'm going to do a necklace. I kind of have a design in mind, but we shall see how it goes. So what I'm wanting to work with today is this focal piece. And so I got my looper out. I'm going to do some dangles. My idea is I want to build these up like so, and then do some stringing. So without further ado, we shall see how it goes. Okay, so first things first, what I'm going to do is I got myself some soft flex beading wire, and I'm going to also incorporate chain into this. So I've cut just a small piece, maybe like a foot, and this is just for our focal. So I'm going to get that started, and then we will jump into it. Okay, where's my crimper? Here it is. Okay, so if you're not familiar with soft flex, this is a really good beading wire, and it says that it'll hold up to 26 pounds. So we are not going to double it. We're just going to use the one strand. And the most important part about using, in my opinion, when you do this is the crimping portion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this where I want it, take my crimper, move this so my camera can focus. Okay, and so what you want to do is you want to make sure both strings are running in there. They're not crisscrossing or anything. We're going to use the second notch, the one that looks like macaroni, and we're going to crimp. So what that does is you're going to crimp the two, you can see the two, it crimped around the two wires. Then you turn it sideways, you go into the first notch and give it kind of a rolling motion. And it's going to roll it over and tighten that up. So now, if you wanted to leave it just like that, you could. I am actually going to put a bead cover over the top just because of my design that I'm working on here. So I'm going to grab out two bead covers because I'm going to need two of them. Okay, so I'm just going to give this a little pinch and make sure it's on there good. All right, so now we're ready to roll with our beading portion. So I do have, move these to the side. I do have, I think I'm going to use these larger dragon vein, and I had some of these other beads pulled out last night for the beading project we were doing online, so I'm just going to grab those over there. All right. Okay. So, kind of a hot mess, but isn't that the way it goes? I really don't need that much beads for this because this is just going to be the focal portion. So I don't think I will use these because I want to use the bigger beads. So I'm going to put those to the side. I am going to crack into these bad boys. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all of these in the middle. So what do we got? 2, 4, 2, 6, 6. So 6 on each side. So I'm just separating those out. And then I'm going to take these crystals and I'm going to start just stringing them on. And I think I'm going to go like so. We do have a little bit of this carnelian left. Maybe I'll sprinkle a little of that in too. And a leaf. We're not really going to need too much of this because these dragon vein agates are going to take up a lot of space down here at the bottom. And these will be more for our focal, but I'm going to do a little bit here. So that's what it's looking like. And I'm just going to go ahead and start putting on these dragon vein. And I think I'll just put a spacer in between each one. And we got 6 to do, so maybe I'll do 3 and then put on one of these guys. I guess I did 2. That's fine. Okay, so I only used 4, but that's okay. I'm going to put on this toggle clasp, and I'm going to use it as like the focal portion down here. And then I'm just going to go up the other side, following the same pattern. Easy peasy. Now, I got to make sure my leaves are going the same direction. And I'm basically just working backwards up this design that we made right here. Okay, so there is that. So that's what it's gonna look like. So I'll finish off this other side with my crimp bead and my wire guardian, same as the first side. And might have to enlist my plier here because I didn't leave myself very much room. Okay, so just gonna give this a little squeeze so it gets up there a little better. And then I just want to make sure I'm leaving myself enough where everything can move appropriately and not be too tight. So that looks pretty good. And then I will crimp. You could trim this tail off. I'm just going to stick it in this bead. I think it'll be fine in there. And then do the bead cover over the top on this side. And just make sure it's on there. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add the chain. Move these beads over here to the side. I'm going to add the chain because I'm going to make this a shorter necklace, but I got to know how long it's going to be when I add this guy. So I'm going to add just a smidge of chain that they sent, which is this. And I got some jump rings here. I'm using oval jump rings. And so I'm just going to attach the chain. Just want to make sure it's going to fit through here. And it is. Okay. Oh, where's my other cutter? Well, I'm only going to need about, that's probably even a bit much, about this much chain, so I'm just going to cut it here. Normally I would not be cutting with this cutter, but you know. Alright, I'm going to do the other side. And put that guy on there. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to line these up with the jump rings, and I'm just going to make sure it's flat and see where I need to cut, which is here. Alright, so now all I need to do for this is putting on my connector, and I'm going to use this other toggle clasp. Grab out some more jump rings here. this portion of our necklace put together. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this off to the side, and I'm going to get out the stuff to start working on the focal portion. Okay, so now to start working on my focal portion of the necklace, I am going to be adding some fringe to this portion, and it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It must be 12, right? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, it's not. Okay, so that's going to make our middle portion right here. And so I'm going to start with that because I'm not going to put fringe in every single one. I have some 24 gauge wire here. I'm just going to cut off a little snip. And I'm going to take my plier and I'm just going to make the bottom portion of this head pin by wrapping around 3 times as close to the tip as possible, squishing it in, and then pull this out straight. Once you get back to the beginning, take it off of there, and then run this through the loop you made. Grab hold of it and pull it down. Now you could go in with your tuck this little tail in here. You could go in with your nylon nose plier, but we're only going to put 1 bead on here, so I'm not terribly worried. I'm using the check glass leaves that came in the Bargin bead box, and this is going to be the end of my charm. And so I'm just going to wire wrap at the top here. And before I close that wire up, I'm going to go ahead and put it on another head pin. I had to run upstairs and turn my heater off. I'm in the Midwest over here, Minnesota, and it's been snowing. So my heater kicked on this morning. Okay, I'm just poking that tail in the best I can there. Okay, so then now, this is what we have. And I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to use my looper. And now I got to figure out what do I want to put on these dangles and how long do I want them to be. This one is obviously going to be the longest of them. And quite honestly, I don't want them to be too long because we have that other, this other loop here. And so I don't want it to be too long, but I want it to be a little bit long. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go blue and green and one of these little silver guys. For the middle one. And then I'm going to take my looper. So this is the 2.25 looper. And I'm going to stick him in there. And attach him into the middle of this pendant. Okay. Yeah, I figured that might happen. I was just going to tighten that up because it's not all the way closed, this eye pin. So I'm just going to make sure it's all the way tightened up. Give it a little squish. There we go. So now I'm going to run through and I'm going to put on the, start making the rest of these. I'll probably put you guys in fast forward because this is kind of daunting. I don't plan to put any of I'm not going to put check glass on all, probably just on this one. So for the rest of these, I am going to, I think just use ball headbands. I'll just use wire because I already used wire on this one. So I'm just going to use the 24 gauge wire. But I'll probably fast forward that. So here we go. Okay, so this is what we got. Those little fringes. And then this guy I'm going to connect onto here. I'm just going to do that with a oval jump ring. And then I'm also going to add some charms on here. So this doesn't look so, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. So it doesn't look so just like lonely, I guess. So it doesn't look lonely. Okay. So I'm just going to put this on here. Add my focal. All right, things are shaping up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these leaf charms. And I'm in debate about maybe I put one in there. I'm just looking. I'm like, what do I really want to put in there? And I think I want to put one of them guys in there. Right? So, back to the wire. And I'll just do that up real quick. Get lots of practice doing these little handmade head pins. I can only make like maybe one of these types of necklace, one or two of these types of necklaces per day before my hands give out with the wire. You know, if you're making jewelry, you know, with the poking and the, you know, all that stuff. So I always gotta make sure this little guy's he's in there, not trying to jump out, poke nobody. And this one seems to be trying to be complicated. Ooh. There we go. That's better. Sorry, I had to do that off camera because I couldn't see. So anyways, all we're going to do here is the same that we did on the dangles. We'll just put him in there and then wrap him, put him in the top. I'm going to try to make this a little smaller because we don't have much room here. So I'm just going to connect him. Can get kind of complicated when you got a bunch of business on there, but it is what it is. Okay. So now I'm just going to go in, straighten this out. Make sure that wire is tucked in there good. All right, now we're getting somewhere. It worked out pretty good. It's not like touching anything or anything like that. Okay, now I could just leave it like this, but I kind of wanted to put a charm here, but now I'm thinking that might be doing the most since we got that crystal in there. What about, oh yeah, well, I guess I'm just going to leave it like that because until that crystal got in there, I was thinking, oh, I'll put charms on there, but I guess not. Okay, so let me just get you down there so you can really see what we got here. So it's all your little charmy charms. And I like these. And then this portion is pretty good. I'm going to grab a neck thing and I'll put it on there so you guys can see. Okay, so that's what she looks like finished. Turned out pretty good, I think. If you guys like these videos and you want to see me work more with the Bargin bead box and completing projects with it, please give this video a like, leave me a comment, subscribe to my channel. I'll see what I can do. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.